All right, welcome in, everybody. Oh, do I see a wild ZDP? A wild
A
ZDP has a
wild
loose.
ZDP has appeared.
Hey, bro, hold on. Where's my Pokeball at?
Dink.
Catcher, you. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Happy Veterans Day late. I know it was yesterday, but thank you,
I need to
veterans.
fix myself.
Gonna
I need to
fix-
move over. Don't
Oh,
need to move over. There we go. I'm right there. I'm trying to figure out where I gotta be. We trying to do some different things over here. We'll fix it up. New overlay, different stuff.
Hey, I mean, I'm glad that you guys are still good. I'm glad that you guys are fixed up. But welcome everybody. I know I may be out of sync, but I think it's because of my camera. There we go. There I am.
Yeah, sorry guys. We're trying a new overlay, seeing how things are looking with that. So we do apologize if we are out of sync real quick.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually something new that we have. Lionheart says that you're not shiny because you're a Pokemon. He's like, he's not shiny.
Ooh, I'll be shiny over Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh my goodness, man. I'm excited for this week, dude. I mean, my team finally won, which I didn't expect it. I was actually really shocked with how it happened. I mean, my goodness. They really took me by surprise. I thought we were going to lose against the Panthers, but I guess not. I mean, that goes to show you the word that I told you. Anything happens in the NFL for a reason. Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, literally, my goodness, I mean, I know ZDP, you have the question of the week, so you want to take it from here?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to go through and set something up over here. Oh, this is for anybody in the chat and all you guys with my co-host or my partners over here. What is your favorite instrument? I'm trying to get myself. What is your favorite instrument?
For me, it has to be the saxophone. I really am a big fan of saxophone. Your boy really likes jazz. I really like jazz.
Okay.
Yeah. Doyle is like, let me think for a second.
Give me the good old bass guitar.
Ooh.
Bass guitar. All right, so mine is I'm in between drums, guitar, and then the piano. Obviously, every single one has their benefit and all. But with that being said, do you guys play? And if you do, or if you do not, if you do not play, have you taken lessons to go through and learn on certain instruments you would like to go through and learn?
So, when I was a kid, I actually learned to play piano. I played a good bit of piano. It was fun. It's a good way to express like your emotions, and I think it was a great idea to do. But I totally forgot how to do it now. But if I could actually go back and learn it, hey, I'll be willing to learn. And then of course the saxophone. I would love to learn how to play it so that way I can actually do like little jazz recitals or something like that. Because every time I walk over here in Louisiana, I kid you not, there's always somehow, somewhere, a saxophone player playing some good old jazz.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Never took lessons, and probably not going to take lessons to learn the instruments.
So that's like a punishment,
Got you.
I'm guessing, right?
Ooh, that might be an interesting idea. But so, fun fact, I've actually did some watching YouTube videos and kind of going through that. So I was trying to learn how to play the Zelda, Zelda. I think Storms of. I'll get the title of it, but it's like the Storms of something. I can't think of what it's called. But learning to play that on guitar, and then on the piano, I can play the original Mortal Kombat theme song.
Are you serious?
Yes, I can. Yes,
I would love to see. I would love to see that one day, just because I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, and I mean, of course, you guys saw me playing the other day, so I was with the controller. I was playing for a bit, but yeah. All right, I think we should actually start with this segment. I mean, we have a lot to talk about this week. I have a lot of upsets. I'm gonna let Doyle go ahead and do his reaction first for Week 10. So Doyle, you're up.
I mean, my reaction to Week 10 is the noon games were pretty much the best games in the week. Unless you're waiting for your team to play, but if you're just a fan of football, if you missed the noon games, you pretty much missed everything. The Thursday night game didn't really do much for a lot of people. 10-7. And then noon is where you had all the upsets, close games. The afternoon games pretty much were all over at halftime. I think we could all agree.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunday night game tried to get interesting, but that was 3-2 at half.
Oh my goodness.
Second half got better. And then last night we had a Monday night, my bad. We had a game 0-0 going into half that ended 10-7. So my reaction is the noon game stole the weekend. And I think it's been a long time and probably forever that's been the case for the noon games where the hallmark, where your big upsets, the big games, the close games, and everything else was just boring or blowouts.
It was unbelievable.
You know, I agree with you on that. Like it didn't seem like a great week of football. Like I think the weather had a lot to play with it. And then obviously some teams that we were discussing last week in contention with, the number one overall draft pick and going through and shuffling their plan around to actually win some games. So like, for instance, you were talking about the New Orleans Saints. You want to go through and talk about that, Louis?
Oh, yeah. So basically, like, you never know what to expect with the New Orleans Saints. I mean, a lot of people give up on the season as soon as like they lose one game. They're like, oh, there goes the season. Saints suck. I'm like, dude, try to be on their shoes. Try to be on Kellen Moore's shoes. Be a rookie coach with a team that basically was handed to you that was actually on the brink of destruction. And literally, like, you think like, that you can do better than him. I mean, if you were in that position, try coaching a whole team, try rebuilding, try living a normal life. Like, my goodness. I mean, they put so much pressure on him. I mean, the guy literally just got to New Orleans this year and people already criticize him for like, random things. I'm sorry, but if you're criticizing, you're not considered a Saints fan. You have to be there on the good times and the bad times. I've been around since the paperback days. I've seen them struggle so many times. I was thankful that they won a Super Bowl. I was super happy about that. So if I'm actually gonna be upset just because they don't have a winning season, I'm not a true fan. Am I upset? Of course I'm upset, but I'm a realistic person. If we have a horrible season, oh well. There's always next season. You can't you can't just put the blame on everybody. You should actually be a devoted fan. Win or lose, always Saints fan here for the win. On the other hand, Chuck, he looked like a professional. He looked really good. That was his second game. He actually took longer than Rattler. He didn't take longer. He took shorter time to actually. He took shorter time to actually get a win. Rattler, it took him seven losses. Or more than that. I think it's more than that he has before he actually finally got his first win with the Saints. I only took Shuck to, I think, 1 or 2 games to win. And I think what happens is that Shuck has been learning behind Rattler. And I think he has the experience for college, and he has those 2 extra years that he did on college. So he already has the mentality of a NFL player. So props to him. I mean, if he keeps going up, I mean, my goodness, dude, we're looking at maybe potentially half of the starting quarterback for next year. I mean, they might actually trade up Rattler to get more picks. And this is the whole philosophy that I told you guys with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore loves to build his team. And what builds teams? Young talent. And what he's doing is actually the right things. It's getting rid of the pieces that don't fit and literally get more draft picks so you can get younger. The younger you get, the better, because you got a young team that's going to be developing into the future. That's what happened with the Eagles, right? I mean, the Eagles had a lot of young players that came into the board, and literally they started developing more. and eventually they had a Super Bowl team. So that's the same thing that's happening with the Saints. Saints are rebuilding. Once they get like the good enough draft picks and they get the good players, hey, they might have a potential run. But that's just my opinion. I'm not like, a super optimistic person when it comes to like, I mean, yeah, I believe the Saints could win any year, but that's everybody. I know ZDP, if you could, you'll be like, okay, Browns starting having a win streak, you'll be happy, but you'll be like, hey, I mean, we'll see what happens because nobody can predict the seasons. Only they can predict their own seasons.
So I do agree with you on the aspect of young talent helps build a team. But when you have young talent, you don't have true leadership, because if you're thrown in the fire without anybody to go through and help guide you, the presence is going to go through and erupt unless you have a really good coach. So that's why, when it comes to certain positions or certain teams, you need to go through and have somebody who is seasoned. Like I would say the average team, like I would say what a good age would be 27, 28. If you want to go through and you don't want to have it where it's like the Saints where they're usually, running a retirement home, or the Raiders, they're getting some older people. But you want to go through and have an influx or a diversity to where you have your team set up where you have your leaders and then you have people behind them. And I think that's what builds success. That's what helps build, like, for instance, the Ravens. Why the Ravens have been so great for so long. They've had people in positions for quite some time go through and groom. But the thing is, when it comes to the NFL being a business and, quickly evolving, that's why, for instance, with, coaches or quarterbacks, there's not much grace when it comes to that. There's not much grace when it comes to that, because it's a win or you're out situation in a lot of these markets, and but it's good to go through and see Shuck have the game he did against an NFC East opponent.
NFC South.
It was good to go through and. Or NFC South. I'm sorry. Yeah, NFC South. I apologize. NFC South opponent. Carolina was coming in throughout the season. They've been inconsistent, but they were hot. They were hot, coming through and winning some games, coming off beating the Packers in Lambeau. And, we all thought that the Saints are going to go through and lose at home, because we thought they were going to go through and battle for that number 1 overall draft pick. But now, they're looking at potential with Shuck. And, I do want to go through and see how he's going to go through and pan out after this bye week. I think it was a good thing to go through and have him play against the Panthers, to go through and see his skill set. He had a 200-something yard passing game, 2 touchdowns. Looked great. But as we know, the Panthers defense is
Well, if you think about it, I mean, the Panthers, like you said, I mean, they had a really good win streak. They had stopped the run quite a bit. Like, their defense is actually not that bad. I mean, it's not like the worst. It's not the best. It's like right in between if you look at the stats for them. And also, I wanted to point out that you're right. I mean, it's only one game with Shuck, and we have to see how he does after the bye week, because, every time you have a bye week, when you come back from it, you either continue doing great or you basically go in the dumps. But I'm glad that Kellen Moore gave Shuck a chance, because now we're going to see for the rest of the season how Shuck performs. If he actually does phenomenal and he does great, like that's why I mentioned, don't be surprised if he becomes the starter and Kellen Moore decides to build a whole team around him. And when you mentioned leadership, we still have Davis in the defense to lead the defensive players when they come in, the rookies and everything, he's a phenomenal leader. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but he's great. What is he? Like, I'm not trying to be religious or anything like that, because we don't talk religion here on the podcast, but he calls himself the man of God. Basically, like, he serves God. Like, he's actually all about religion and everything. And he literally, like, pushes that to everybody. Like, hey, we all here to play. We are here for safety. He's like a phenomenal player all around, like on the field and off the field. So players are gonna look up to him in defensive. In the offense, I got a feeling that we're gonna see Taysom Hill. If he stays with the Saints, he might be the leader that people will look up to. Or Kamara, even Alvin Kamara. Kamara has been there for a while. So, I mean, he could be the leader. So, it's up to anybody. But I'm saying, like, you have a few veterans in the New Orleans Saints locker room that could actually potentially be the leaders of the team. And it's only going to get better. I mean, I have high hopes. I mean, I wish the shock effect would have been earlier so we can see better. But, I mean, they still have a couple of division games to go. If they win out in the division, because I know they lost to the Bucks, but I'm saying if they win their division games and they go 5-1 in the division, that's when you can tell how the future is going to be for them with him. Because division games matter a lot. And, of course, wins as well. But, all right. I don't want to keep talking that because I'll talk for hours about everything that I know about it. Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor, guys. That dude is a monster. My goodness, dude. Almost 300 yards rushing. Like, dude, how many... were you the road runner? I mean, beep, beep. You're going to be running over everybody like a bulldozer? Dude, he could easily run over Doyle. Run over you, CDP. He could run over all of us. That dude cannot be stopped, man. If we would have kept going, he would have hit 300 yards easily in that game.
Yeah, he's putting up game like stats that I put up on college football against some AAA teams.
It's almost like he's playing
300 yards rushing.
It's almost like he's playing Madden on rookie difficulty. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean,
he's definitely making his campaign for the MVP. But like we discussed, that's the thing. Like he's making his case to where he can go through and get MVP. Because for me right now, when I talk about MVP, outside, I know Stafford's up there, but I don't think Stafford's. I mean, yes, it's a quarterback driven award, but for what Jonathan Taylor is able to go through and do, it's a sensational year. But then again, like what the last running back to go through and have a chance to go through and get that, I mean, Derrick Henry a few years ago, wasn't it? He didn't win it, but he still had like 2,000 yards, and I think he won Offensive Player of the Year. I'll have to look into that to make sure my facts are right. But he was, I believe, he's the closest player to be in contention for that. And that was like a few years ago. But
I mean,
Jonathan Taylor, man, he's a sensational running back. He's coming into his own. He's definitely helping out with that team get the victories that are necessary to get them further in the AFC race, to continue to stampede for that number one seed, overall seed in the AFC. So,
not trying to jinx the guy, but my goodness. He literally, establishing himself to be a great runner, because all those years that I used to have him on fantasy football and he would always get injured, he's finally having the time of his life. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx him. I apologize if I did, but my dude, he's having a great year. So, Doyle, what's your take?
I mean, last year he had Saquon, who could have probably won MVP. He was up there with yardage. And then the year prior to that, you had McCaffrey go for over 2,000 yards between the receiving and rushing. And he lost to Lamar. I mean, the only way I can truly see Taylor winning it is like Stafford's going to have to fall off. He's not going to have that. A quarterback is not going to be able to have 4,500 yards passing, close to 45 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. That's what Stafford's on pace for. If Stafford has those numbers, that's a very hard case. And if he's the 1 seed, it's going to be very hard for them not to give it to Stafford. So it's more going to be like, can Taylor keep the Colts as the 1 seed, which will be very helpful. And if the quarterback slowly come back to earth with some of the numbers that they're going to have. So that's probably what might be the undoing for Taylor. And if he doesn't win MVP, he's going to get Offensive Player of the Year, like most running backs usually do get whenever they have great years.
For sure. I agree with that. But yeah, going back to the Saints going through and shocking the Panthers, and then you have the Jets going through and beating the Browns. It just a few of these teams, they're just, I guess they're not seeing any true talent of what they need for a number one pick. Like, what do you guys' take on the discussion we had last week with the like this past week was the battle of just the number one overall, and quite a few of those teams ended up winning, just shuffling through.
I honestly think what happened was there's not that many quarterbacks on this draft. I mean, you have Nussmeier, which I'm not trying to bash the guy, but he's mediocre. He's not. Everyone had so much expectation of him to be a high draft pick, and ever since he got injured, and he's still playing injured. It's frustrating to see. It's like, dude, you're wasting your draft pick. Like, you're basically making your draft pick be worse. I mean, he could be even undrafted at this point, dude. I mean, it's bad. Like, let the backup be the starter. I mean, you already had like phenomenal years already, and don't like hurt your legacy anymore in college. I mean, you're already playing hurt. Stop. Like, don't push yourself. And there's not that many quarterbacks. They have that Indiana quarterback, right? If I'm not mistaken. So they don't.
Mendoza.
So they don't have many on the quarterback room. So I'm guessing that's probably why these teams are not trying to compete for the first overall pick right now, because there's not much this year. There might be some next year with Manning and the whole thing. I mean, who knows? But I mean, hey, anything can happen. We'll see. But I'm just saying, like, that this year, I mean, I don't think there's much going on in the NFL draft. I mean, there might be like, more wide receivers, running backs, offensive linemen, things like that. But quarterbacks, not in my book.
Yeah, it's heavy in DBs and I think defensive tackles or ends. I think the number one overall is, what's the guy? It's a defensive end from Texas A&M. I could be wrong. But
or most of those teams were probably shocked that they won the game, and like in the locker room they were like surprised they won the game. And their pro players are not going to like tank on purpose, because then that's going to hurt their fans, and then that's going to get them probably investigated by the league if you start tanking for purpose, and then the league just punishes you and you lose that pick that you tanked so hard to earn. So
I was wrong. It's an edge from Miami, University of Miami, and then you have a DT from Auburn. So there's quite a few defensive players who are projected to go top 5. It's really strong in the safety. It's a really strong, solid wide receiver class. So we'll see what happens.
I think, like, if the Saints do get the first overall draft pick, don't invest on a quarterback this year. Invest on talent. Invest on, like, a defensive tackle or defensive end or anything, because Cam Jordan is 36 years old right now. So they need to find a replacement for him soon. And then, of course, you got Davis, like, getting ready to retire soon as well. So you need to plan for the future already. So they're not gonna be there like until their 40s. I mean, you want to find some people that can replace them. But we'll see what happens. I mean, they have a bye week this week. I mean, they actually automatically win this week just because it's a bye week. I'm just saying. So woohoo! They want to win a free game. But we'll see what happens next week.
I mean, if we want to be generous, we could just jokingly say how the Titans are now competing have the number 1 draft pick, and they're probably going to keep it. And we might have just blessed the Tennessee Titans with our luck of giving them a win this week. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right. We got some injuries, news, and updates.
All right. Big updates for this week. As announced, I'm pretty sure everyone heard, Famous Jameis is returning as a starter for the Giants.
What? Oh my goodness.
In injuries, Joe Burrow's been activated. He should be back in 21 days. I believe I heard they're shooting for around Thanksgiving. Travis Hunter is out for the year because they did have his knee surgery. Dart is still in concussion protocol. So with famous Jameis starting, we know that Dart's going to be out. Secondly, and Garrett Wilson for the Jets, his knee, he's out till December, and J.K. Dobbins has not been ruled to it, but it's leaning towards him being on an IR for the remainder of the year. But
there goes my fans team.
Oh my goodness. So that's the injuries that we have for this year.
Yeah, the injuries and updates.
All right, thank you so much, buddy. So now, oh my gosh, we're already going to hot takes this early. Woo, man. So not many reactions. Okay, I do have a reaction to say that I want to apologize to you guys because you guys were right. Seahawks. I know Shaheed, it was his first game as a Seahawk. And you guys mentioned how he's not going to get much love on the first game. But it's like Doyle said earlier this week, it is his first game back with a new team. He still needs to get adjust. But my goodness, did you see that he actually had a 20-yard rush? Like he averaged, 10 yards? So he has potential, dude. He's still young. So all I can do as a Saints fan that had him, best of luck. Have fun with that team because you're gonna need him. He's a good speedster. So he'll be good for y'all. So Seattle, good luck.
All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Oh boy, we got the hot tank here, huh? Oh boy, let's see. Where's our hot tank? Oh, there's our hot tank. Hey, let's go. We got our hot tank. I want to bring this out real quick. Shout out to ZDP for doing this amazing art. So shout out to you, my good friend. You were awesome for doing that.
I'll have to fix that. The overlays that over top of that. We're still working on some stuff, guys. We're working on the overlays and all of that together. So we do apologize. This is all a trial run and all of that. So stick with us as we're going through and trying to fix this stuff for you all to be more appealing.
But we do have the hot tank here.
All right, so I'll start off with this hot tank. Yeah, a play on hot take. We're changing some things up as well. The Lions are the most complete team in the NFL from top to bottom. They may have had the fluke loss against the Vikings and bounce back the following week. They will show the Eagles this week in Philly why they are not one to mess with.
So you're saying that
is my hot take.
So you're saying that the lion is gonna hunt the eagle and flop its wings.
You're gonna see a lion fly. Yes.
Wait. So
you're gonna see a lion fly.
Wait. So you're saying that we're gonna see a griffin fly by and?
Yes. Yes. We're gonna have some Harry Potter-ish going on. Gryffindor.
Oh my lord. How do you feel about that, Doyle? Do you think the Lions are the real deal?
Yeah, I feel like currently in how they are playing lately, minus a few hiccups, they're probably one of the top three teams in the NFC. I would say they're up there with the Eagles, if they're play all right, the Rams, and the Seahawks for all competing for who is the top dog in the NFC. But Detroit's right up there with them, where they've surprisingly been for the past 2 years. So maybe Detroit's finally turned it around after being the laughingstock of the league for umpteen years.
Just wish my boys would, stop being the laughingstock. Yeah, we know the laughingstock. We lost to the Jets, but just all I gotta say.
Oh my gosh. All right. I do think the Lions are actually up there. I mean, they're phenomenal, man. I mean, we have one happy and forced Viper, I tell you that much. He's probably really happy that his Lions are having a great year. But can they finish on when it matters the most? That's the big question. I mean, right now we're in the regular season, but you know what happens on the playoffs? Playoffs is a whole new season, basically. It's a whole new ball game. So anything can happen on the playoffs. I always say that.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who's going to take the next?
All right, I'll go. For my hot take, this is a must-win for the Kansas City Chiefs if they want to win the division and not going as a wild card. They lose this game, that puts them down to 2 teams with the head-to-head in their division that they've always won. And if they lose, that also hurts their chances in the wild card with their conference record going down more and other teams having more tiebreakers over them. So if the Chiefs do want to win the AFC West, they need this win because they do play Denver again, but it's later in the year and could be more interesting because that could be them actually playing for their playoff lives instead of this week trying to secure and climb their way back into the division that they've won since Mahomes has become the starter. So it'll be interesting to see, do the Chiefs come off the bye and beat Denver, or do they remain a pedestrian team that's questionable and lets Denver beat them and maybe possibly put them down out of the playoffs at the end of the year? So this is a big, meaningful late game that I don't think the Chiefs have played in a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
I like that take. I like that take a lot. Louis, what's your take, my guy?
Basically, the future of Shuck. I know I mentioned it earlier with the Panthers, but I'm going to mention it again. It's going to be determining how he does. Will he be the official starter of the Saints next year? Will he continue to grow from this last 2 games he played? Why are you looking at me like that? Don't give me that look.
I was just trying to give some dramatic effect. I'm not looking at you like that. I just was every question. I was just trying to change my face to make it more dramatic.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but I like the fact that he's tall. You always want a tall quarterback because don't get me wrong. Drew Brees was short and he was.
I was hoping you would have given some love for Drew Brees. This guy brought you a Super Bowl, bro. Yeah. Come on, short people need some love.
But no, I'm saying it's always good to have a tall quarterback. Look at Manning, dude. Manning was tall, and you need somebody that can look over the offensive line because Drew was phenomenal, accuracy and everything, but the height. You have you ever seen him on an actual live game? Literally, he has to look up, I can't see over the line. But
yeah, I see it on Madden all the time.
Yeah, literally.
I used to play back in the day.
Literally, I kid you not. The guy literally had to literally be on his tippy toes to look up to see over the offensive line. But accurate as ever. But Shuck brings you everything. He's mobile as well. That's what I like about him. And he's very quick on release time. If you watch highlights of Panthers and Saints, I kid you not, he actually is quick to respond to when it comes to decision making. He needs to know when to take a sack though, or basically throw the ball away. But that's gonna come in time. Huh?
You said he needs to know when to take a sack?
Well, sometimes if nobody's open and you don't have time to throw the ball, just literally take the fall. I'm serious.
Yeah, what do y'all think about that? that save right there. What do y'all think about that? This guy over here said, Louis said, take the sack. Dude, just throw the ball. Just throw the ball away.
Yeah, but you need to. That's why I said you need to learn when to throw it away or when to actually hit a run or literally just drop. You don't want to you don't want to get hit, but I'm saying go down so that way. If there's nothing open, you don't want to risk a fumble. Because, I haven't seen him run yet, completely. But I've seen running quarterbacks before. They run with the ball all loose. Learn how to run the ball.
You want to see how he runs? Go through and check out his 40 time at the NFL Combine. You want to go see how he runs? There you go. If he ran a 40 in the Combine. I don't know. I'll go through and check that out.
But yeah, so basically my hot take is that is he going to continue to grow after this week? Because the season.
I don't think you can get any bigger than that he is right now. I mean, the boy ate his veggies growing up. He's like what 6'4", 6'5"?
He's 6'4" right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get any taller.
I mean, yeah, but he is tall. But I mean, we got the Falcons coming up, which it is in New Orleans. So I mean, anything can happen in New Orleans. We did talk about how the Falcons literally are good at their home. Try playing on our turf. I mean, especially after the bye week, and we actually went into the bye with a win. The crowd is gonna be erupting. Like, even if we only got 2 wins for the season, I promise you that crowd is nuts.
Can you demonstrate how the crowd's going to be erupting for us? Give us a little decibel.
I mean, I would say like over 100 decibels. That's how loud it gets. Even after the bye week when we actually win. But it gets loud. And we just got a new follower, by the way. Thank you, new follower.
Thank you.
Oh, no, we didn't get a follow. We did get a raid by a Day of Reckoning.
Hey. Raid. I'm going to do a dance for you. Hey.
Day of Reckoning with a party of 7. Welcome in, everybody.
Thank you so much for going through and dropping like it's hot on us.
Ooh.
How'd you find the stream?
Absolutely. He just followed the channel too, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hey, what is your favorite football team?
Oh, man. That's a good
Let us know. Let us know. Also, Chad, going back to the first question we had, have you ever played any instrument? This is outside of our sports, but have you ever played any instrument? If not, have you ever been interested in playing a certain instrument? Let us know if you've ever played one or if you're interested in learning to go through and play one. Back to our scheduled content.
But yeah, so after the bye week, that's going to determine how it goes. So, I mean, if he continues to, like, I wouldn't say win, but I mean, at least perform decent enough, like passable, he might win the starting job next year. Just because, I mean, he had no interceptions this last game. He had almost 300 yards passing, and the guy is accurate. But with he's going to be continuing to develop. But I mean, I'm saying continue the way you're playing, you're going to win the starting job. No questions asked. And
I don't think anybody can take it from him at this point. I mean, Rattler's been mediocre. I'm going to cut you off, but Rattler's been mediocre, and to come in your first game first starting game, because he played a little bit and didn't do so hot. Learn from that, and then played some competent football. So I think he's gonna have a strong week after the bye week, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So now we're actually on to our big games, right? Oh boy, for the week. This is always the fun time. We got the first game of the hot games: Bucks versus Bills. How do you guys feel about this one? Oh man. Or like CDP loves when I say this. Oh man. This is a good game.
Man. This is a good game. So for me, I'm gonna break it down here. So for the Bucks, as we know, we have injuries that has hurt their running game, and it's causing Baker to have to do more for the offense to be competent. Baker's done a sensational job at going through and carrying this offense. Now it's been a little difficult because it seems like it ends up being one-dimensional at times because they don't have a really strong run game. But can the pass rush, the defense for the Bucks, can they disrupt Josh Allen and this high-powered offense? They'll need to be present in this game, regardless. I think it's going to be a great game, but for it to not be blown, because I feel like there's going to be a gap. The Bills did lose last week, and after a loss, they come back swinging, which leads me to another fun fact. Did you know this is the second time Baker has played a team this season after they lost? The team lost. So you had the Detroit Lions losing against the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, and then Baker had to go up into Detroit to battle an upset Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, ended up coming through, winning the game in the fashion they did. Now he's got to go through and do it against the Bills. It's going to be rainy and windy. Now, the Bills have some injuries along the secondary, which may provide an opportunity for the Bucks or for Baker to go through and get that passing game exploited. Ibuka and Cade, they're going to have to go through and step up to this game. Ibuka's going to go through and step up regardless. He's, the leading receiver for all the rookies right now. And he's the leading receiver on that team. So he's having a great year. But for me, in this game, I got the Bills winning this one. It's going to be a close game. But again, if Baker can prevail and win this game, this will help out his case for MVP. He may have lost against May in New England last week, but he did have a better resume than Drake May did last week. If it wasn't for Mr. Henderson, my fellow Buckeye, going off, it would have been a different outlook on that game. So I'm going to go with the Bills, with them coming back swinging after the loss to Miami. Or I'm sorry, to Miami when it was in Miami, and they're coming back home. So that's my take.
I'm going to take Buffalo in this game, and the two reasons I am looking at it is what, like ZDP said, the Bucks really don't have a strong running game, and they do have a very powerful, high-flying wide receivers and quarterback. But last time we saw the Bills play a team like that, and I'm not saying the Chiefs and Bucks are like on standards. In some ways they are, with the not threat of a running game, and the receivers are kind of sort of equal in that regard. The Bucks are able to tee off and go head hunting for a while. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about with Baker, is if the Buccaneers can't get the running game going and the Bills can just pin their ear back and go after Baker. And secondly, if the Bills can run the ball, like we've seen them been able to run the ball like they did against the Chiefs, and when they have wanted to run it, they've been pretty unstoppable. And the Bucks just show the run defense is a little shaky right now. So in this game, I like the Bills.
I personally like the Bills as well. I mean, I agree with both you, ZDP, and Doyle. I mean, the fact that they have no running game is going to hurt the Bucks, because you need a solid run game in order to execute good pass game. It actually creates the play action. It creates a lot of different passes that you can do, and it wears down that defensive line holding the line of scrimmage. I mean, you need a good solid run game, and that's one thing that Tampa Bay has been struggling quite a bit. And I see Josh Allen winning this one in Buffalo, and the fact that's a rainy game, I think the Buffalo Bills are gonna win by 3 on this one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's going to be a close one.
It's gonna be a mud bath, everybody.
Mud bath. All right, let's get to our next one.
All right, we got the Bears and the Vikings, guys. NFC North matchup here. How do we feel?
So for me, it comes down to a few factors.
You're muted, ZDP.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello?
I can hear you.
Give us a second, guys. There's technical difficulties going on.
You can hear me, Doyle?
I can hear you.
Okay, then I should be good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. All right, so for me, there's a few factors. All right, cool. Thank you, Micah. Thank you. All right, so for me, as I was saying, there's a few factors here, again, going into it. With the Bears, you have...
We can't hear CDP on the chat for some reason.
So for the Bears, there needs to be some kind of offensive consistency. They have had strong starts to start the game and then ends up going stale later during the game. Will their defense create turnovers? I mean, they lead the league in this area. So for them to go through and continue to like win this game, their defense is going to need to make turnovers happen. The last thing for the Bears, Cairo Santos, he needs to make the kicks. He did struggle last time they played, missing a 50-yard field goal. Yeah, it's hard to go through and kick that 50-yard field goal, but he needs to go through and make these kicks because it's going to be a close
ZDP
game.
on chat because I cannot hear him.
Now for the Vikings, what helped them win against them the last matchup, it was the defensive adjustments that they were able to do at halftime. JJ finished strong in the first matchup, lighting it up, and he fought like a dog to put his team on top. They had 21 points in the fourth quarter alone. 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown from JJ. For me, I think the Bears leading the division right now, they're going to go through and come in and even out with the Vikings. Bears for me by 3 with a Cairo Santos field goal winning it at the end for them.
Were they able to hear you? I don't know if they were able to hear you. Because I think what happened was I had it muted, like for me, like the audio for me. But I think they were still able to hear you on the chat.
Yeah, Micah did say that that was heard, so. And then Doyle, you said you heard me as well.
Yeah, I was hearing you.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I think I heard myself. Heard myself something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's my take. I'm gonna go with the Bears by 3 against the Vikings.
Who do you got, Doyle?
I'm gonna take the Bears in this game because the first time they played each other, it came down to JJ McCarthy having to have a heroic fourth quarter, showing up and basically having the Bears offense go non-existent. So I believe the Bears offense has grown and gotten better. McCarthy still is very shaky a lot during the most of his games. So if the Bears can play a whole game against them, I feel like the Bears will be able to win this game. So I got the Bears in a very close one.
I got the Vikings on this one.
I feel like you need to have that little top 5, very close one.
Yeah.
The eyeglass. How you said it. I'm sorry.
But I got the Vikings winning this one. I mean, it's going to be a close matchup as well, but it is an NFC North matchup between the two. So you know how I always say this, but sometimes it doesn't come true anymore. But I mean, division games are always tough to pick because they play each other twice a year. And after the first game when they play each other, you already know a sense of how their offense and defense works. So give me the Vikings by 3 on this one.
So we all got close ones in this. All right, let's move on to the next one.
We got the Jaguars facing against the Chargers in Jacksonville, which I don't know if you guys knew this. Did you guys know they had some seats that have a pool?
Yes. It's what Jacksonville's known for. The pool seats.
I would love to go to that stadium just because I want to sit on the pool and watch a game from there. Like literally just relax in the pool, enjoy a game of football.
Would you be sipping on some tequila or some different drink, the adult beverage?
I'll probably try a Corona.
A Corona with lime?
Yep. Man.
Yeah, get a sunny sunset. You get a sunset. So you had to put some orange juice and throw some grenadine. There you go, man. Hey. There you go. It's some good stuff over there.
But I heard that they're crazy expensive. Like those tickets are ridiculously expensive to get there.
I mean, you're paying for a warmed bathwater seat.
Maybe open bar. Who knows?
Ooh, there you go. There you go. There you go. But, all right. So for me in this matchup, it's going to be, I'm going to break it down again. So with the Chargers, you got offensive momentum. The last 5 games, their average points per game has increased to about 28.4 points per game versus I think by 8 points over the past first 5 games. This pass rush is a menace. They rank 5th in the league for sacks, and they have one of the top 8 in allowing first downs and passing yards. What will hurt them is the injury to Joel Alt. We know how big he is on that offensive line with protecting Justin Herbert. Now, can the Jags take advantage of this and provide some animosity against Herbert? We'll see on that. Now, Jacksonville. Oh, Jacksonville. We got defensive vulnerabilities here. Last week against the Texans, you allowed Davis Mills to drop 20 points on you in the fourth quarter. I mean, yeah, this guy has a decent resume, but he got replaced by a rookie because his record wasn't that great. Okay. And on top of that, the cherry on top from the golden boy himself, if you know, you know, he got strip sacked for a TD, having the Jaguars go through and lose that game. 26 points in total at home. Come on. Golden boy needs to go through and get replaced. You guys know how I feel about him. But the Jags must win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. They ain't getting there with Trevor Lawrence. That's all I'm going to say.
So who do you
Mr.
got?
Golden Boy, Goldilocks himself. Give me the Chargers, boy. Give me the Chargers.
All right. Is it going to be a close game or is it going to be a high-scoring game, you think?
Back to you, Steve.
All right. So I got the Chargers on this one as well because I'm riding the Justin Herbert boat. I love that guy. He's phenomenal. Fun
You know
to
what?
watch.
I'm going to get you a poster of Justin Herbert.
I'm
I'm
gonna
have
put
you
it on my
post
wall.
that poster right behind you.
I'll put it right. I'm just saying, man. I mean, he's gonna be great. I still think he's gonna be a top 3. Like I told y'all, he's gonna be one. But if you don't believe me, when it happens, I'll be like, Justin Herbert, buddy. I'm riding that boat. I'm sorry, but I got Justin Herbert and the Chargers beating the Jaguars by at least 10.
In this game, I'm going to go Chargers because what ZDP alluded to, the defense knows how to go get after the quarterback, and that's what the Texans were able to do. And in that game, when the Jaguars played the Raiders, they were able to get after Trevor Lawrence, and it made it very interesting whenever he couldn't do much. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, I believe, for the Chargers because I don't know if the Jaguars defense can hold up against all those weapons on the outside for the Chargers. So I like the Chargers in a sizable win.
Sizable. Yeah. What? Is this like the Denver Broncos at home, or are we talking about larger, more than ECI?
More like
Denver
larger
Broncos,
than life.
like Broncos, how Louis said it, where they playing? Broncos by 10. So give me the Chargers.
Broncos by 10. Where are they playing? I don't know what's going on here. Where are they playing? Denver. Oh, Broncos by 10.
Hey,
It's like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
I mean, hey, leave me alone because we still have to talk about that matchup coming up. Okay, so we got we got a big one. This one could have been a Sunday night football game. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but we got the Seahawks and the Rams. This could be a Sunday night football game. Do you guys agree with me or not? Does it deserve the prime time?
This is the game of the week for me. This is the game of the week. There's so many things that, are going to be implicated from this game right here. Okay.
All I gotta say is that this is gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a bloody bath because
every time the NFC West goes to war, you're like, oh, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Let's go through and get our pickaxes and torches and pitchforks and go to war. What,
bro? I'm telling you, this is the game. This is the game that's gonna start a war. And I'm kidding you not, dude. This is gonna be a close matchup. I'm gonna say my pick already. It's gonna be on this one. Who do I have? I had the Rams winning this one. It's gonna be a close one as well. It's gonna be by 3. Give me the Rams by 3.
In this game, I'm gonna take the Rams. I just trust
Matt
Stafford, Sean McVay a little bit more than Sam Darnold. Yes, they have the weapons. Yes, the defenses are both amazing. It's going to come down to which defense can get that critical stop. But I just trust Matt Stafford over Sam Darnold. Granted, this is the first time they're playing each other, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do this because later on in the year we get that rematch. So it's going to be interesting who takes first shots in this game. So I like the Rams.
All right. So both teams evenly matched. And like I said, top contenders in the NFC. They are tied in the division with the same record. You know, they're both coming off 4-game winning streaks, and this game is going to end that win streak. It is going to be, as you said, quote unquote, no copyright infringement, Louis stated over here, a bloodbath. But it's a divisional game, and what more can you ask? Key factors for this, turnover battle. Who is going to go through and lead that? You have the Rams are 9, or they have a positive net on the turnover ratio in versus giveaways and takeaways. Then you have the Seattle offensive line versus that Rams defensive front. I think what's going to hurt the Seahawks here is that Jalen Sundell injury in the interior line. He's the center on the team. Can they protect Darnold against that front?
Wait,
that defensive front.
So you're trying to tell me that now the offensive line matters? Remember, I always told you, offensive line, keys of the game.
It is a part of the game. The big boys are a part of the game.
I can't wait to wear my shirt that says O-line.
Like, get it, dude. Get it, O-line.
Yep.
This is going to be a coaching chess match. McVay is always great at that. And you also got Mike McDaniel. They're going to be bouncing back because of the injuries and making adjustments. You have McVay going through and working on the offensive injuries at tight end, wide receiver. And then you have, we have poker night. Oh, damn. We got something shifting over here. This
dude's playing poker.
My bad.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Apparently, he wants to go through and play some poker. If y'all want to go through and get to the after party, hey, we got you. We got you with some poker. All right, we got you with some poker. Y'all go through and hit us up in the Discord. All right. So we got another thing in here. We have the tempo of the game. You have the Rams, who like to go through and play more slow pace. And then you have the Seattle Sea Chickens or Seahawks. They like to go through and do more of a fast-paced game. I think even more compelling than the quarterback matchup here is the wide receiver matchup. You have Njigba versus Puka Nacua. You're going to go through and see why Njigba is a better receiver than Puka Nacua this game.
Ooh. Calling him.
You're going to see why Njigba is going to be and is a better receiver than Puka Nacua this game. And I'm going to say that. The Rams have home field advantage, but Seattle is 6-1 on the road this season. However, the Rams have won the last 6 of 8 matchups when it has been against the Seattle Seahawks. Give me Seattle, though. Give me Seattle going in and taking the NFC West, NFC West, wrong division, NFC West. Sam Darnold, regardless, I do trust Stafford more, but I tell you this, Njigba is going to have a game.
All right.
We can still have a game and lose.
Oh.
He's gonna have a game. He's gonna have a game. He's gonna be the reason why they win.
Dang. Okay. All right. Next up, we got this one. Always makes you guys laugh. Broncos. You already know my pick, but I'm gonna save it till last, so to the new viewers can listen.
All right. So in this game, I like the Broncos, and it's not the offense. It's not because of Bo Nix's amazing play.
Is it because the home field advantage?
It might help a little bit that they're home, but the main reason I am taking them is I'm going to believe that defense is going to cause a lot of problems for Mahomes and that offense.
Defense,
because they can.
What is that saying?
They know how to hit your quarterback. They can play decent coverage against that receiving core, and they are formidable against the run. So with all that, I think Bo Nix and Sean Payne think of enough ways to come out, and I like Denver in this game.
I gotta say, before you say something, ZDP, defenses win championships.
Okay. Now, we have a high-power offense versus a stout defense. This is a sensational matchup, regardless. Denver's defense, we know where they're at and what they are, who they are about. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're coming for anybody out there. You know, leading the NFL in sacks. Oh my goodness, these boys know how to get to the ball, the pigskin, as some of them old failures go through and call it over there. They are third against points allowed. I mean, they have some low-scoring games, and they're winning games because of their defense. Let's break it down into red zone efficiency. Kansas City's offense is 70% when it comes to touchdown conversions within or inside the 20-yard line. Then you have Denver's defense only allowing 37.5% TDs inside the 20. Wow, that is 100%, almost 100%. If you go through, a little bit above 100%. If you go through and add the two together, 107.5. But oh my goodness,
that's an elite defense. Like, geez,
that's an elite defense. Mm-hmm. Yes. You did talk about Bo Nix. I mean, bro, you need to score more than 10 points in order to go through and win this game. Mm-hmm. If not, control the clock. Because we know your performance the last few weeks has not been that great. I even picked you in my fantasy football league, bro, hoping that you would have had a second, a great year. Dark horse, they say. No pun intended. You are on the Broncos, but you ain't doing jack diddly.
Ooh.
But the Broncos do have home field advantage. Denver has won the last two matchups versus Kansas City. And, well, they're undefeated at home this season. But fun fact, did you know under Mahomes, his tenure at quarterback of the Chiefs, they are 6-1 off of a bye week. And the only loss was against the Eagles. So, do you know what year that was? I'm gonna ask y'all. Do y'all know what year that was when they lost?
Wasn't it like last year?
No.
2 years ago?
2 years ago?
No. It was in 2023. The year they won the Super Bowl against the people who beat them. Okay? So I'm going to go through and say, shake it off, because I'm taking the Chiefs. Not only are they in survival mode to keep their playoff hopes alive, bro, but because of Andy Reid, when you give this man time to cook, he gonna go through and eat. He's gonna go through an E because have you?
All right.
They have made plans against the number 1 seed in the AFC West.
You already know my pick.
Regardless at home.
You already picking.
Let's go.
You already know my pick. Broncos all the way. Home, undefeated at home this year. I mean, that streak eventually has to be over, right? There's no way they're gonna go undefeated at home. I mean, it could happen. I mean, if Mahomes has an A game, can they stop Mahomes from scoring? Like you,
Can they stop Mahomes?
and like you both said over here, I mean, Bo Nix needs to step up. You need to keep scoring on Kansas City. If you don't keep scoring on Kansas City, you're gonna be a lot of trouble because Mahomes can torture you anytime, no matter how much time there's left in the clock. Keep him keep him off the field. Keep Kelsey off the field, and you'll win the game.
And so this is what I gotta say on my statement.
Change my mind. Well, I am changing your mind.
Change my mind.
Broncos are gonna win this one. It's gonna be a close one by 3.
Nah.
All right. Moving on
All
to
right.
the last one. We got the Eagles and the Lions, guys. I gotta say, the Lions are gonna win this one, just because. What Eagles are we gonna get, guys? Are we gonna get the Eagles that play one quarter and then play mediocre the next few quarters, or are we gonna get a revived Eagles here? Because my goodness, dude, the Eagles have been so inconsistent this year, and I think that Madden curse is really affecting the Eagles quite a bit this year. So give me the Lions on this one by 10.
Okay. Did you know that Dan Campbell, he's taken over the offensive play calling again? You know, he had success last week against a struggling Commanders. This offense dropped a John Riggins jersey number on them, 44. And it's funny, John Riggins actually played for the Washington Redskins back in the day. So there's a pun for two, table for two. But he's a run heavy scheme. He's going to go through and try to control that offensive line, that defensive line, that clock and all. But can the Eagles pass rush disrupt Goff's timing? That's going to be a huge factor in this game because I do like to go through and do short passes to open up the game, to go through and get that run scheme going. But for me, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have to go through and show up this game. If he doesn't show up this game, then you can go through and say the Eagles can go through and win this game. Because, when Jahmyr Gibbs has had success, then, the Lions have won the game. So Lions are the close one on this one for me.
In this game, I feel like this is where it's going to be interesting to see that Eagles offense can put it all together, as they have been struggling to put a full game together, dealing with all the A.J. Brown shenanigans that he's been pulling, as he did this past week when he went on to that Madden stream and complained. So, all that being said, I like the Lions in this game, taking it and putting a stamp that they are one of the teams to contend for in the NFC.
Facts.
All right, you guys ready for the speed run time?
Speed run.
Woo! All right, here we go, guys. Jets versus Pets. Patriots. Dolphins. Commanders.
Dolphins.
Commanders. Bengals and Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Bengals.
Houston, Tennessee. Texans.
Houston.
Panthers, Falcons.
Falcons.
Packers, Giants.
Packers.
49ers and Cardinals. 49ers.
The 49ers.
Ravens and Browns.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with the old Browns.
Ooh.
The Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens.
Cowboys and Raiders. Cowboys.
The damn boys.
Yep.
Cowboys.
Them boys. All right. So I think it's time, CDP. It's time for the final splash.
The final splash.
Alrighty. So this time we got something interesting happening on the final splash. CDP, want to take the mic?
Yeah. So we have a coaching carousel. If you guys happen to play any college sports or any sports in general, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. There's been coaches that have been fired with Brian Dayball and Brian Callahan. Well, both named Brian. I didn't even think about that. With that being said, who do you have being kicked to the curb and why? What coaches do you think need to get out of there?
My first coach, I think, is probably gonna be Zach Taylor. I think they're going to want to bring in something different to that Cincinnati program. The offense has been fine, but that defense has been abysmal for the past 2 years or longer. So I feel like they're going to try and bring in a change of voice, maybe a defensive-minded coach to help maybe shift it around. And then maybe, I don't know, he might have saved his job this past week, but maybe Mike McDaniel down in Miami, because they did fire the GM, and it's pretty rare that both survive one getting fired, especially if the GM gets fired first. Usually the head coach is on his way out, but if the Dolphins keep playing hard for him and they keep listening to him, they might keep him around, and that win against Buffalo might have taken some heat off of him, but it's a wait and see on that one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree with you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to say?
No, I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna go with Jonathan Gannon from the Cardinals. That dude is not doing anything for the Cardinals, man. They need They need help. They need a sign that says, "Help wanted. We need a coach. We need a coach. Please help us." I think he's actually on the hot seat. I think he's gonna be the next one. Like, if the Cardinals don't find ways to win anymore, he's gonna be the first one to go.
Yeah, no. So I'll say this about Mike McDaniel. I do agree with you, Doyle, that winning against the Bills has helped out with his chance of.
It's almost like he has a string of life, basically, like a little. Time.
Yes, he's gonna have to continue to win for him to go through and keep that spot. But I do see that there is some grace given, because regardless, the first 2 seasons he had a lot of success. He's brought Miami to the playoffs. I mean, his overall record is 31-30. I mean, this year has been abysmal, but yeah, if he keeps winning, I think he's going to keep his job. But the coach for me that needs to go is going to be Jonathan Gannon as well. He was a defensive coordinator for Philly. Why is your defense ranked in the bottom 10 of the league while you were a coach in Arizona?
I mean, the same thing.
How can you let the number one thing you get hired for let it go?
I mean, the same thing happened with what's his name? Dennis Allen. He basically was a phenomenal defensive coordinator for the Saints. They promoted him to head coach, and he was not the same thing. But I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's like that. I mean, look at the Lions coach, who was a tight end coach for New Orleans. He's doing phenomenal. I mean, it just matters of, like, how you connect with the players. I mean, you have to be a leader in the locker room and have the respect of your players. If you don't have the respect of your players, they're not gonna want to play for you. They're gonna be like, "Hey, we want another coach. We want somebody else." And that's what happened to a lot of coaches. You earn the respect by showing good mentality, showing, like, a winning mentality as well, and win the players, like on training camp. Win their trust. If you win their trust, you'll have a great game.
And then I don't know what you guys think, but I find it interesting that there's rumors now saying that LaFleur might be on the hot seat in Green Bay.
It would be interesting.
Well, I just heard it. I don't know if it's true or not, but there are talks that they don't know how him and Jordan Love are getting along, so he might be on the hot seat. Just with the regression that we've seen with Jordan Love since his first year, and then last year was so-so, and now this year the offense has looked abysmal more, but that would be interesting if that happened.
No, that's it. That's interesting. He's on that list. Yeah, they also have Stefanski. He's on the list as well. But I mean, he's been dealt with horrible, quarterback controversy. His offense has been on the decline for the past few seasons. But the thing is, there's been poor execution. His offense has been predictable, one-dimensional. And then, as I said, the quarterback inconsistency. You get a quarterback who you trade 2 first-round picks, hoping that he's going to go through and change your team around because of who he was in the past and hasn't been in the league because of all the controversy, and then sign him for $256 million guaranteed. Regardless, there is some questionable calls when it comes to the front office for the Browns' sake. I do like Stefanski as a coach, but I do feel like there needs to be some things addressed on that offense, especially the fact that you were an offensive coordinator and you had success with Kirk Cousins. And I mean, you did win the Coach of the Year two years, bringing the Browns to a playoff, winning the first playoff game, but you haven't had too much success out of that. You have to find ways to use this skill set around you and try to build your team around a quarterback. So I know you're sticking with Dylan Gabriel. I like the fact that you're giving him a chance, going through and seeing what he's got. A lot of people are going through and calling for Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to be any better than Dylan Gabriel. But, one thing I like about Dylan Gabriel is that he's been showing progression. Each time he's played against different opponents. But I don't see them both as a franchise quarterback. Going into this next draft, we do have 2, first-round draft picks. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, with that being said, y'all want to take it away, or you want to take it out?
Yep. Well, that was actually our episode for today, ladies and gents. I know it's been a fun week. I mean, a lot of stuff is happening. We have a lot of holidays coming up, so I want to take the time to thank ZDP and Doyle here for sticking with me for 11 weeks of the NFL so far. Thank you, guys. And ZDP, you want to take it away?
All right, guys, I want to say thank you so much for being here. We are working on trying to change some things around. So I do apologize about the work in progress. And, Doyle wants to go through and tell you about the after party. If y'all want to go through and join us for some poker, hey, feel free. I guess we're playing some poker after this. But go through and follow us on all social media platforms. Be sure to go through and like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and all of that. I do appreciate y'all being here, creating heart, and we are out.
As always, today's episode was broadcast live on Twitch and YouTube. If you couldn't make it to the live segment, feel free to watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Radio. Links on the description below. See you next time.